Most photographers think sharp wildlife photos come from better focus. But sharp looking images often do not have to be technically sharp. Let me show you why. Picture a crowd all in gray, but one little girl in a red dress. Where does your eye go? Now you might think that's color, not sharpness. But the gray crowd is doing the same job that blur does in your photographs. It's suppressing everything around her, making everything else quieter. So she becomes the only thing in the frame. Blur works exactly the same way. It suppresses what competes so your subject can stand out. Look at these 20 pencils. 19 are yellow and one is blue. Where does your eye go? You don't need me to tell you. Your eye was already there. Not because the blue pencil is sharp, but because it's different. But here's where it gets interesting. Now, take the color away. All 20 pencils the same color, but 19 of them are blurry, and one is less blurry. Where does your eye go? Right to that pencil. But here is the real issue. That pencil is not sharp. If I zoom in, it is still soft. And yet, your brain is calling it sharp. Why? Because everything around it is blurry. Your brain is not measuring sharp. Your brain is measuring different. That's when everything changed for me. Now look at all of them sharp. Where does your eye go? Everywhere and nowhere. You are lost. There is no guide. There is nothing asking you where to look. Because when everything is the same, nothing stands out. But watch this. One pencil, just a little less blur than the others. Your eye finds it immediately. Not because it's sharp, but because it's different. And this right here is the rule most of us photographers never learn. Sharpness is not absolute, it's relative. Your eye goes to what's different, and sharpness is just one way to create that difference. But it only works when something else is softer. I learned this long time before wildlife photography. When I was photographing a beauty campaign, I shot at f1.4. But not to make everything sharp, the opposite. I wanted the skin to become softer so the eyes could feel sharper. Because if the eyes, skin, lips, hair, and background all had the same amount of detail, the eyes had to compete. But when the skin becomes softer, the eyes become stronger. Not because the eyes changed, but because everything around them became quieter. This is the lesson. The eyes feel sharp because the skin feels softer. However, this is the same reality in wildlife photography. If the animal's eye is clearer than the fur, the eye feels sharper. If the face is clearer than the body, the face feels sharper. If the horse is clearer than the water, the horse feels sharper. So the question is never only, how do I make my subject sharp? The better question is, how do I make everything around my subject softer? But this idea goes back even further for me. In the early days, I would take the oil from my skin and smudge it onto the edges of my lens. Not the center, the edges. Why? Because I wanted the edges of the frame to become softer, so the center would feel sharper. Technically, the center did not change, but visually it felt sharper because the edges became softer. That is the point. Blur creates contrast, and contrast creates sharpness in the viewer's mind. Your viewer doesn't zoom into one pixel, they experience the whole frame. And inside the frame, sharpness depends on what surrounds it. That is why in France I was not looking for more sharpness. I was photographing horses running through water. Fast, chaotic water everywhere. And everyone around me was photographing the same exact scene. Then photographers started checking the back of their cameras. One photographer said, "My photograph is not sharp enough." Others said, "My horse is not sharp." Then they looked at me. "Did you get yours sharp?" And I told them I was not looking for more sharpness. I was looking for more blur. They looked at me like I had two heads on my shoulders. But here is why. I knew if I could make the water blurrier, then the horses would feel sharper. If I could make the background blurrier than the horses would feel clearer. If I could make the chaos around the horses softer, the horses would stand out more. Not because the horse was technically perfect, but because everything around it became softer. That's when I stopped chasing sharpness alone. I started chasing separation. Because the file is about pixels, but the image is about perception, and perception is controlled by contrast. So here is where most wildlife photographers fall apart. The animal is sharp, but the grass is also sharp. The branches are sharp. The background is sharp. The water is sharp. And suddenly, everything has the same visual weight. That's when viewers get lost. Not because the subject is not sharp, but because the subject does not feel separate. The mistake is thinking sharpness alone will save the photograph. It won't. Sharpness needs contrast. Sharpness needs softness around it. Sharpness needs a quieter frame. Otherwise, sharpness becomes just another detail. And here is the line I want you to remember. Focus creates sharpness, but blur reveals sharpness. So the next time you are in the field, don't ask, "Is my subject sharp?" Ask, "What is making my subject feel sharp? Is there enough softness around it? Is the blur helping the subject separate? Is the background quiet enough? Is the eye clearer than everything competing with it?" Because sometimes the answer is not focus. Sometimes the answer is more blur. Use a wider aperture, move closer to your subject, increase the distance between the subject and the background, lower your angle, wait for your animal to move into a clean space, but do not blur everything. That's where it goes wrong. Blur what competes, quiet what fights, separate what matters. Because accidental blur makes the image weak. Intentional blur makes the subject feel stronger. Go back to the little girl in the red dress. Spielberg didn't put her in focus, he put her in color. But every person who has watched that film remembers her. Not the crowd, not the building, and not the war. Her, because she was different. And that is what sharpness actually means when you understand it at its deepest level. Not a camera setting, not a number on your lens, not something you fix in post. It is the contrast between what matters and everything that doesn't. Focus creates sharpness, but blur reveals sharpness. So if you want your subject to feel sharp, create softness around the thing that matters. Blur is not the enemy. Blur is the contrast that makes sharpness visible. If this changed how you think, let me know in the comments. One decision you are going to make differently the next time you pick up your camera. And if you want to improve your technical skills, go watch this playlist. I'll see you guys in the next one.